Hello everyone, this is Movie Restate. Today we will tell you about a movie in which an FBI agent and a legendary thief find themselves drawn into a dangerous hunt for priceless treasures. The story begins at an exhibition where one of Cleopatra's 3 legendary eggs is kept. Interpol receives information that the world's most wanted thief, Nolan Booth, is going to steal the artifact. Agent John Hartley immediately notices a strange detail. The egg does not reflect heat, which means the original has already been replaced. Not even a minute passes before Booth reveals himself and rushes to escape. He changes clothes several times right during the chase, skillfully hides among the museum visitors, and constantly stays one step ahead of the pursuers. Honestly, at this moment, it seems that the museum security allows one person to outsmart them far too easily. Hartley almost manages to corner him. However, Nolan once again finds a way to escape, climbing down the scaffolding and disappearing before Interpol arrives. A few days later, the agents track Booth down in Bali. His house is surrounded by Special Forces officers, and the stolen egg is returned to Interpol. It would seem that the operation is over, but very soon it turns out that the real artifact has disappeared again, and Hartley himself unexpectedly becomes the main suspect. And this is perhaps one of the most controversial moments of the movie. Interpol almost instantly accepts the planted evidence at face value, and does not even try to understand the situation. Despite all his explanations, no one believes the agent, and he is sent to the most heavily guarded prison in the world. There, his cellmate turns out to be Nolan. It is here that the thief reveals the unpleasant truth. Both of them were framed by a mysterious criminal nicknamed the Bishop, who has already obtained the first egg and is now hunting for the 2 remaining ones. Soon, it becomes known that a wealthy Egyptian collector is ready to pay $300 million to whoever delivers all 3 eggs to his daughter's wedding. The second egg is in the possession of an influential arms baron, while the location of the third is known only to a few. Realizing that the Bishop is getting ahead of them with every passing hour, John and Nolan begin to think about escaping. And it is from this moment that the movie noticeably changes its pace. If the beginning is more like a detective investigation, then further on, the story turns into a dynamic adventure with constant chases, clever scams, and unexpected plot twists. The next day, Nolan offers John to join forces. According to him, it is impossible to get out of this prison alone, but together they have a real chance. The plan is already ready. First, they make a small explosive device from improvised materials to create chaos and distract the guards. While the prisoners start a riot, the duo quietly uses the key card stolen in advance and gets out of the block. Then only the most dangerous part remains. They have to walk along a narrow ledge above a huge abyss where any mistake means certain death. Reaching the helicopter pad, the fugitives almost achieve their goal. However, the guards quickly notice the escape. A shootout begins during which Nolan captures a helicopter while John covers him with gunfire. At the last moment, they still manage to take off. Although the pursuit is literally right on their tail, it turned out to be quite a spectacular scene, even though some moments look too lucky for the heroes. Meanwhile, the Bishop wastes no time. She kidnaps a cybersecurity specialist and forces him to hack the Interpol system in order to announce Hartley and Booth's escape to the whole world. Now they are being hunted not only by criminals, but also by practically all law enforcement agencies. After reaching London, John and Nolan contact an old acquaintance of Booth, who helps them with a plane and gives them a detailed plan of the arms baron's mansion. It is there that Cleopatra's second egg is kept. After studying the security system, the heroes realize that it is impossible to get in by force. The entire mansion is covered with cameras. The guards change every 45 seconds, and the vault is protected by a massive titanium door with a biometric lock. Therefore, they rely on cunning. John comes to the reception disguised as a wealthy guest, and Nolan dresses up as a waiter. While the host of the evening distracts the guests with his speech, Booth deliberately pours wine on his partner. Under the pretext of helping him clean himself up, they get the opportunity to quietly enter the closed part of the mansion and begin hacking the security system. The plan really begins to work. While the guards are busy, John and Nolan break into the vault and bypass the security system with the help of a deep fake prepared in advance. The heavy titanium door opens, and before them is the long-awaited second egg of Cleopatra, but they do not manage to take it peacefully. The Bishop unexpectedly appears in the vault, who, as it turns out, had been watching their every move all this time. A tense fight begins between the 3 best treasure hunters. Moreover, it becomes clear that the Bishop had calculated their plan long before the operation even began. The situation finally gets out of control when the arms baron himself appears. It turns out that he had been cooperating with the Bishop from the very beginning and had only used the party as bait. The next morning, John and Nolan wake up already tied up. The Bishop demands that they reveal the location where the last egg is hidden. To force the partners to talk, she orders Hartley to be tortured. Unable to endure it, Nolan reveals the secret. The third egg is located in a secret German bunker somewhere in Argentina. Confident in her victory, the Bishop loses her caution. While she celebrates the success together with the Baron, the heroes manage to seize the moment. During an unexpected shootout, one of the bullets accidentally breaks their handcuffs. John and Nolan instantly take advantage of this chance and break free. Trying to escape, they end up in an arena with a huge bull. Instead of another shootout, A crazy chase begins in which they have to escape not only from people, but also from the enraged animal. It turned out quite unusual. After the serious scenes, the movie unexpectedly adds a bit of humor, but at the same time does not lose the overall pace of the story. Having managed to escape the pursuit, the partners realize that now they have only one goal left, to reach Cleopatra's last egg before anyone else. During the journey, John tells Nolan about his past for the first time. He admits that his father was one of the best thieves of his time, but one day disappeared, leaving the family behind. That is why Hartley devoted his life to fighting criminals. Nolan realizes that they have much more in common than it had seemed before. In response, Booth reveals the secret of the third egg. After World War II, a German officer took many valuables to Argentina, and the coordinates of the secret bunker were hidden inside an old watch. It was this watch that Nolan's father once found. A few days later, the partners reach the abandoned bunker and discover a huge warehouse filled with Nazi treasures. Among dozens of valuables, they finally find Cleopatra's last egg. However, the joy does not last long. Almost immediately, the bishop appears, who from the very beginning did not believe Nolan's story and had secretly been following them. A few seconds later, Interpol, led by Inspector Doss, storms into the bunker. A massive shootout begins, and the heroes have to escape in an armored vehicle, smashing through the walls of the underground complex. But the tunnel unexpectedly ends at a huge cliff, and the vehicle with the heroes plunges down. Nolan regains consciousness first. The last egg is lying nearby. However, John is nowhere to be found. Despite the dream of his entire life, he leaves the treasure behind and rushes to look for his partner. It is this moment that finally turns them from accidental allies into a real team. And in my opinion, it is here that the relationship between the heroes looks the most convincing. Sometime later, they arrive in Cairo, where the Egyptian billionaire is preparing to receive all 3 eggs during his daughter's wedding. However, right during the ceremony, Interpol appears. Inspector Doss ruins the deal and confiscates all the treasures, and the criminals are once again left with nothing. But 6 months later, the movie's biggest secret is revealed. Hartley had been working together with the bishop all this time, and their confrontation turned out to be part of a carefully planned scheme. While Interpol was busy searching for Cleopatra's eggs, the trio managed to steal millions of dollars from the billionaire's accounts. After receiving their shares, they set off on a new job together, leaving the ending open for the next adventure.